If a packed Mirrorline gym floor has ever made you want to turn around and walk straight back to the car, this episode is for you. Today I want to tell you why the future of getting strong, fit and healthy after 45 isn't a crowded gym full of hundreds of people and packed with confusion. It's a room of clarity and small community. You're listening to the Real Longevity Podcast, your number one podcast resource for living a longer life. Here we discuss topics on personal fitness, longevity, and real lasting elevation of mind, body, and spirit. Join us as we build a community of healthy men and women enjoying lasting levels of real health and vitality. If you're currently feeling frustrated with pain, flat, or fed up with aging faster than you actually are, you're invited to join us each and every week here on the Real Longevity Podcast. Welcome to the Real Longevity family and get ready to live a life you truly love. Welcome back to the Real Longevity Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hendricks, and today we have another outstanding, informative, and elevating show for you. I'd like to welcome you if you're here for the first time. Welcome to the Real Longevity Podcast community. And be sure to stay to the end of the show. We'll be sharing all my social media links where you can connect with me and the Real Longevity Podcast community. Thank you for joining me here. I appreciate your time and ears once again. This show is not just about living longer, but it's living better, healthier, and packed with real science, real life, and real longevity for you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we are talking about something that on the surface sounds like it's about the gym or the gym environment, but it's really about yourself. It's really about you and why so many well-meaning attempts for people like you to get themselves fit, healthy, after that age of 45, going to the 50s and older, fall apart within weeks. So today we're talking about kill the crowd and confusion, why small beats crowded every time to boost your body. Kill the crowd and confusion, why small beats crowded every time to boost your body. So here's what a lot of people believe. I want to kind of pull it apart a bit today. The idea that to get results, you need to be in a big commercial gym. Lots of machines, busy floor, hundreds of people, all grinding away. That is typically what the fitness industry wants to sell you. Quite simply, that's not true. We've been sold that notion that, more is better, more intense is better, more equipment is better, more classes, more people. But that's not the reality. That's what I've seen has put a lot of people off, especially as they've got older. They find their gym environment maybe a little bit more intimidating. For the deconditioned adult, typically the people that I work with, so people who haven't had the time for whatever reason, or they've been overwhelmed with information, not sure what to do, and I've led them to this position or this circumstances where they're in their life now where they're out of shape. That environment isn't motivating, it's paralyzing for them. They find it intimidating. They don't want to be in there. And there's even a word that people tend to use now, and it's called gym intimidation. Gym intimidation. People find that environment intimidating. And it's not a weakness. It's completely rational and understandable why people would have that kind of response walking in a room built for people maybe half their age who have never suffered with a back problem or a knee problem or haven't got the stresses of life that accompany us when we get to this age of around about 45, 50s, maybe even older. So let me tell you what actually drives change at this stage of our lives. And it isn't the size of the room. And it's something that I personally have had to adapt for myself as I've got older. I don't train and keep my exercise activities the same way I did as I was 25 or maybe in my 30s. And I believe it's three things. It's that individual attention, It's that joint-friendly movement that's modified for your body and that sense of belonging, that sense of community. That's what I believe what people are being underserved in that age category of typically between 45 to 65, 70 years of age. In a crowd of 50 plus 100 people, there's lots of noise. You don't get that attention. You don't get that individual bespoke requirements for your individual body. Nobody notices you when you're doing something wrong in a big commercial gym. Many commercial gyms now, they don't have regular fitness instructors on the floor. Yes, there may be some personal trainers, but obviously they'll be working individually with their clients. No one addresses how you're actually moving your body. Are you moving it correctly? Are you moving it in a safe and effective way? No one knows your name. No one has the time for you, especially when the people in there are typically younger doing their own thing. But if you put 3, 4, maybe 6 people in a room with a coach who actually understands midlife bodies, so we're talking about things such as andropause and menopause, wear and tear that typically accompanies people when they reach the middle of their life, the return that after decades of working hard stresses, and that really changes. A coach that can actually see that individual and understand where they are on life's journey and understands what they require at this stage or those stages of life. Every rep gets watched. Every modification that's required gets made. Every little tweak that's going to help you accelerate towards your goals safely and effectively, someone that's there beside you, you can get that attention in a smaller group. When you're working in a big gym with lots of people and you're not getting that attention, your effort and your energy just gets wasted. And that work that you went to the gym with that intention just gets thrown by the wayside. So you're not really seeing the improvements that you want to see because you may be doing things in an inefficient way. And when it's getting harder, and within a couple of weeks, especially when it gets to the winter months, they find that motivation and the desire to keep going because they're not seeing the results that they want. Now, this matters more as we get older because the margin for error that typically narrows. 25-year-olds, they can maybe survive, some bad form or some bad standard generic program that they may be issued with. But we know 45, 50, 65 and older, anything that's joint unfriendly, any unfriendly movements that's going to tax or stress the joints in the wrong way, it's often what you see happening in a big commercial gym that just leads to injuries. And injuries just lead to people slowing down their progress in weeks on the sideline, and they just get frustrated and fed up. And this is why small groups aren't a compromise or a beginner's option. They are, in my experience, the single most effective format for people in this demographic, people of this age, because they need bespoke, they need personal, they need close attention to make sure what they're doing and what they're working towards is done in a safe and effective manner. Individual coaching wrapped up inside a community or a small group is what I see as a way forward to help people in the age group of 45 plus going up beyond 65, 70s. So this is your practical takeaway that you want to consider, even though you may be in that gym environment and not seeing results, or you might be considering joining a gym. And this is why I'm sharing this with you today, because I don't want you to waste your time, waste your energy, waste your hard-earned money doing what you think is right, but when we strip it back, it's not maybe the right approach. And I see this time and time again, and this is why I'm sharing this with you today. Consistency with the right application, with the right intelligence is the way forward. You heard me use that saying before, CIA, consistent, intelligent approach to your activity is what you're going to do to see your results achieved much, much quicker.
Losing strength, energy, and vitality after 45 can cost you years, not just months. You'll face slower recovery, stubborn belly fat, crashing energy, and mornings that start with pain and stiffness instead of strength. And fixing it the old way means expensive personal trainers who don't understand older bodies like yours, or generic programs done by ChatGPT, leading to endless trial and error with no real guidance or support. That stops today. Introducing the Core Build Accelerator System, the holistic, science-based coaching program designed to help men and women like you over 45 rebuild strength, energy, longevity, and confidence using the proven, real framework. Here's how simple it is. Step 1. Clarity. A full assessment helps you to understand where your body and habits stand right now. Step 2. Optimize. Your personalized plan aligns nutrition, movement, and mindset around what actually works after 45. Step 3. Rest and recovery. You're guided on how to recover properly so your body rebuilds and heals instead of breaking down and normalizing stress and struggle. Step 4. Exercise efficiently. Targeted, time-smart training that builds real strength without wrecking your joints or your schedule and being dependent on the gym. But here's what makes CBAS different. This isn't a generic plan you follow alone. It's real coaching, real accountability, and a community of people over 45 doing this together. No confusing science, no crash diets, no burnout and intense gym workouts. Just a clear, proven path back to strength. Start your transformation today for less than the cost of a single personal training session a week. No long contracts, no pressure. Visit thriveafter40withmike.com or visit the link in the show notes to claim your spot today and take advantage of the early bird discount until the 31st of July. The only thing you have to lose is unwanted aches and pains and another year of feeling like this is just what getting older means.
So here are some practical takeaways. So number 1, stop measuring a gym by how much equipment that it has. So I know from when I was working in the fitness and wellbeing space for a large commercial provider, being part of the sales team, we was always told to focus on what's best and biggest in the gym itself. So when a prospective member came in, you tell them about the big swimming pool. You talk them about the big studios. You talk about the big gym floor, all designed to place these potential members in awe of this, air quotes, big environment. But we're not focusing on the equipment because the equipment, as good as it may be, that's not going to get you the results. So if you're considering joining a gym, don't focus on how much equipment or how big it is. Start measuring it by whether a coach or whether the people in that can actually help you. So ask the questions. Who's on the gym floor? Who's going to be here to support me? How am I going to get guidance in terms of what it is I'm wanting to achieve? Second thing you need to consider, if you're training somewhere now and you feel invisible, that's not a you problem, it's a format problem. So I mentioned about asking those questions. Who is in that environment to support you? Who's looking after you? Is there coaches? Is there group programs that are going to be put on specifically for people in your age group, your demographic that want specific joint-friendly, appropriate exercises, activities that's going to build a strong, lean, pain-free body? Ask that question. And then third, look out for quality coaching or small group coaching, 3, 4, maybe up to 6 people, where your movement gets modified, your joints are being tested in a way that's appropriate, and they're working to your individual requirements. We're all different, even though we may want the same goals. So your program and your exercise prescription needs to be tailored individually for yourself. So ask that question. Look out for quality coaching or small group coaching that is tailored for yourself. Quality coaching is all about coaching you, the individual. It can be done in a group, and this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about we're cutting out and killing the crowd and confusion. Why small beats crowded every time to boost your body? If you want to boost your body, you have to think about you. Working in a big commercial gym where you're just going to get swallowed up by the noise, And all that confusion that normally comes in that environment is not going to serve you to the best of your ability. So this is what I'm asking you to consider today. And number 4, if you can't find it near you, consider working with us. This is exactly what we offer here on the Real Longevity Podcast. And I'll tell you more about this at the end of the program, how you can join our latest cohort of the Core Build Accelerator system. Now, there is a passage of scripture which I think is important. I'm going to share with you now, which is something that I read a few years back when I was researching this episode. It reminded me exactly why this is important. Remember that it says in Ecclesiastes that 2 are better than 1 because they are a good reward for their toil. And if one falls, the other lifts him up. That's the power of the small group. That's what we're talking about here. There's got people that can lift you up, working in that small group environment. When you're in a big commercial gym environment where there's 50, hundreds of people doing their own thing, if you're not sure, or if you want to get the results quickly and effectively, safely and effectively, you want to be efficient with your time. We're not talking about quick fixes. Remember, Sharon mentioned quick fixes all work. I'll leave that link in the show notes so you can check out that episode, why quick fixes are no longer the thing. We're talking about being efficient, being effective here, and working in small groups. I believe, from what I've seen from personal experience, that this is the best way to go for people over the age of 45, getting tailored results, in tailored programs, tailored prescriptive exercise, but you're getting that support, you're getting that community, and you're getting that camaraderie that you don't get in that big commercial gym environment. So a quick recap on what we've been speaking about today. Remember, topic is kill the crowd and confusion. Why small beats crowded every time to boost your body. Big and crowded isn't strong. It's just crowded. And what you need at 45 is, I believe, is a coach can actually see you, can modify your movement towards your joints and work beside you, hand-holding every step of the way. With a few other people that's in that community, that's going to give you the support, give you that encouragement, and are going to lift you up, keep moving you, encouraging you in a direction when you fall. Because let's be honest, there are going to be times when you're working towards your fitness and well-being goals where you're going to stumble, or you're going to feel that you don't feel like you're doing the right. You feel like you're going off the straight and narrow, so to speak. Working in a group, working in an environment that's supporting you, going to help you keep moving towards your goal, keep encouraging you. So that's why the small group beats the confusion of the crowded environment, commercial gym. I've today landed with you and you feel like you want to train in a small group environment with a small community of people encouraging you and moving towards your goal. And you feel that you're at a point now where you really need to invest in your fitness and well-being and performance. You don't want to leave it any longer. I'm inviting you to consider joining our Core Build Accelerator system. The cohort that we start in September is open for applicants now. And this is a group online coaching program built exactly for the over 45 body. We're accepting clients now. So if you believe that you want to get yourself back to looking and feeling, performing at your pain-free best, you've realized that you've tried all the other things before, you've listened to this influencer, you've followed this diet plan, you've read this book, yet still you're in a position where you're not any closer towards your desired goal or your ideal fitness and well-being position, I strongly believe this can help transform your fitness and your well-being and even your life. And I don't say that lightly. I really do see people getting huge transformative results following the Core Build Accelerator System 4-pillar process. We talk about getting clarity. We talk about optimizing. We talk about rest, and we're talking about eating right and being efficient when it comes to your exercise. So if you've been struggling to find that consistency and you've finally a place where you want to achieve what you know you deserve, I'm going to leave a link in the show notes where you can find out more and join us. And if that's not right for you now, you can maybe download the 7-day reset roadmap. It's the gentlest and easiest way for you to understand about what you can start to do today. That's going to move you towards you being and performing at your fittest and healthiest best without the confusion that you might find in a crowded gym. I trust you found today's episode insightful and uplifting. Now, a request that I'm going to make is that we get more and more downloads each and every week. So my request is to continue sharing the Real Longevity podcast with your community, letting people know exactly what we're doing over here. Beautiful thing is more and more people are getting to appreciate and are joining our community. So please continue to do that. And if you'd like to leave us a 5-star review, remember to subscribe. And we drop episodes every Monday and every Thursday. So remember to subscribe and follow us and continue to share the good work that we're doing here on the Real Longevity podcast. Okay, until next time, remember, be well, be wise, be cool, be calm, and keep it real. Blessings and chi. Peace.